so many people here tonight because we wanted to appreciate you for all you do for our parish. And I can tell jokes if we need to make a pun. I don't think you want to hear them.
Are they in Italian?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know English jokes. Anyway, this is Bill Wasserman, is our MC for the evening, and thank you, Bill.
Okay, before we get started here, and obviously we're gonna kill a little time here while we do the technical. First of all, I wanted to thank Robbie because she's the one that organized all this, got the food and got everything, put it all together. She did the whole thing. So let's have a nice round.
You're good.
Yeah.
Just pretend you're short.
I just pretend I'm short. Exactly. Okay.
It takes a moment.
Yeah. Mrs. Wasserman, do you have a ride home tonight?
Yes, she does! I do!
The question is, do you, Bill?
I have the keys. I look kind of comfortable over the couch back there. Last year, for those of you that were at the State of the Parish, we had talked about setting our goals and objectives and 5-year plan, and that was what we had worked on last year, at least getting the process. And this year, we continued on with that, and we've done something that's I think is a little bit unique in a sense, and you're going to see some of this tonight. What we have done in order to try and get all the ministries flying in formation, I guess, in kind of one direction, because there's, what, 74 ministries, something like that now. And so there's a large number of ministries, and as you can imagine, everybody doing their own thing can be good, but it can be chaotic. So what we have done is, under the major areas that came under the pastoral plan, our 5-year plan, we've assigned, each ministry is assigned under one of those areas. Now, as we did this project through the Parish Council, and it can be a little bit challenging because some ministries fit very well in several different categories, but we picked one main category for each ministry. And then what we have done is we've assigned a couple of members from the Pastoral Council, or excuse me, Parish Council, and also from the staff, so that if you're part of those ministries, you'll know who to talk to if you need assistance or you want to do something out of the ordinary, or just kind of let people know what's going on there. So you're going to see tonight, if we get everything done and can get power up on the presentations as we go into the different groups, you're going to see the ministries that are listed in there, and also the individual staff members that are assigned there, and the parish council members. So this is a new concept, but I think it's going to help Father Gus manage this huge parish that's growing and growing, to be able to accomplish the goals that we have, so that everybody's kind of moving in unison. A little bit like the military when a division starts to march, or a Navy squadron gets underway. So that's something you're going to see that's is different there. So if you're part of, and everybody here is part of a ministry in some respects, so when you if you're not sure what area you're under, you'll be able to see it when we get, hopefully, if we get the PowerPoint up. If we don't, if for some reason we're unable to, I have a hard copy, just one, unfortunately not for everybody, but I'll read it off, and we'll tell who's under each area there. So.
We could,
Yeah, we could do that. Deacon Tim and Pete McCann, soon to be Deacon Pete, is going to be talking on the new Roman rite. Is that correct?
Roman Missal.
Roman Missal.
Germ.
Okay. As opposed to the Saudi missiles and some of that.
It's called germ.
You want me to lower this for you? So beginning this coming Advent, this year, November 2001, the Catholic Church in the United States is going to change the Roman Missal. These changes to the liturgy are our responses at the Mass. And I'm supposed to smile.
You're taking this seriously.
Thank you, Lynn. So the reason... That's what you said. So the reason for these changes... So the reason for these changes are that we need to bring the Catholic Church in the United States in harmony with the rest of the world. But the primary reason for this is that we celebrate the mystery of our redemption more deeply. And, are you listening?
This looks like you.
So the whole purpose is that we celebrate the mysteries of our redemption more deeply. I'm still smiling. And that we are to strengthen our unity with Christ. So those are the two key points that are the reason for this change. Now, an example of the change is Pope John Paul II was concerned that we needed to take ownership of our faith by professing it at the Mass as individuals. So the change that's going to be made is we are going to go from the plural, we believe in the creed, to restoring the singular, I believe. Also, the Church is going to intensify our confession of sins when we recite the Confiteor at Mass. So the Church is going to intensify our confession of sins in the Confiteor that we say at Mass. And this common prayer, as we know it, is asking us to intensify in admitting our guilt, our wrongdoings, by saying 3 times, through my fault, through my fault, through my most grievous fault. And the whole point is here is, again, it's all about ownership. Just as Pope John Paul wants us to take ownership of our faith as individuals, we're taking ownership of our wrongdoings. One of the other changes that's going to be made is that we say, the Lord be with you, and also with you, right? What it's going to be is the Lord be with you, and also with your spirit. So again, it's deepening and strengthening our unity with Christ. So, all these changes, again, are about deepening our participation in the liturgy. How's that, Liz? So, he has some other comments as far as how is this going to proceed, and make some other comments on it.
Good evening. Okay, let's date ourselves. How many here remember the changes back in 1966, 67, 68? Okay, remember those changes?
There's too many hands up.
Of those who remember the changes,
Born you.
do you remember any specific effort on behalf of the bishops
Nope.
to introduce those changes?
Nope.
I remember at, who said, you were San Francisco, that explains it. I was at a Jesuit parish in Hollywood, California when those changes came in. I had the opportunity to serve Mass the week before the changes, all in Latin. We walked into the sacristy on Sunday to help serve Mass, and Father said, here's a cue card for you, these are the new responses. And that was the extent of the training and the preparation the majority of us had for those changes with back in the late 60s. The bishops have learned from that. 40 years ago, that those changes were implemented. With the changes that are coming now, and it's a new translation of the Roman Missal, that will be, the effort is designed to make everybody aware of it over the course of time. We here at Ave Maria formed a steering committee to help implement these changes and to bring them to our parishioners. From the standpoint of the steering committee, we have only 2 dates set at this point in time. This is all in process. We have 2 dates. The first and most important date is November 27th, 2011. That's the first Sunday of Advent. That's the day these changes become effective. The second date that we have set in concrete is May 26th. And on that day, Ave Maria is hosting a program diocesan-wide. You're all invited. Reverend Monsignor James Maroney, who was heavily involved in the translation back 40 years ago and is involved in the translation this year, is going to be here making a presentation. We'd like to invite the entire parish. Lynn, they register online, is that correct?
Yes.
Through the diocese?
And if you don't have that registration, email myself or Joan in the office, and we will send that registration on to you. It's one of those invitation registrations, so you click on the invitation and it'll open up.
Evites, whatever. So those are the only 2 dates that we have set in concrete. What we're planning on doing, and this is what the committee is trying to do now, is to put together a program whereby we can bring the new translation changes to you as ministry heads and then also to the parish at large. We're going to be doing that through a variety of means. Bulletin inserts, starting in August, the homilies will be directed at a catechesis program to introduce the new changes. The music ministry, I understand, is going to be introducing some of the new music as we go along. This will be implemented on the 27th of November, but prior to that, we're going to be doing an educational process for all the parishioners. As we begin to put form to the skeleton, we'll definitely get that information out to you via the bulletin. I would encourage you to keep your eye on the Catholic Herald. There will be a lot of information coming through the Catholic Herald. I would also, for those of you who travel around at Gherkins or Edgar's or the other religious goods stores or other parishes, you'll find a lot of material that is now starting to appear in the church vestibules. Pick it up, read it, help yourself. The USCCB, the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops, has a lot of information on their website. This is one of their documents that they have, and this happens, you order the Mass, Parts of the People. It's online, you can get it. We're going to be bringing a lot of these materials to the parish, and we encourage you to get involved, to read, to ask questions. The steering committee will be putting together the program for the ministry heads. Hopefully we'll have that done probably by end of April, first part of May is kind of a target date we're looking for. If you got any suggestions or recommendations, we have one of the parishioners who volunteered to help us with a marketing program, because this is a marketing program. We need to market the new changes to all of our parishioners. We invite any comments or suggestions that you have, either Lynn, Deacon Tim, myself, Nancy's on the committee, Patty McKernan's on the committee, David's on the committee. He wasn't at the meeting, so we put him on the committee anyway. But make your suggestions known to us. And we would ask patience, we would ask prayers, because these changes are going to be absolutely dynamite. Very, very dynamic changes to make us more and more involved in the faith. Thank you. Bill, it's all yours.
One question. Is there a fee for the May 26th? I thought I saw something.
$10
$10 people need to.
$10 fee. Okay.
It's half a day for me.
It's a half day. There's 2 sessions, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. The morning, I believe, is set for clergy and ministry heads, and the afternoon is set for...
No, it's the other way around.
The other way around. Okay. Like I said, the morning session is for parishioners, and the afternoon session is for clergy and...
And they want you to pay by credit card.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how you can pay by cash. I haven't got a response to my email. So...
Now for my next trick.
We don't have facility issues here.
I think they need a screen. What do you think? have, because their other projector's not working.
Oh, is that what it is? But the
I don't think
screen
any of the, I don't think any of the electrical.
Oh,
Necessity and some
so
other
this
volunteers.
is, well, that's pretty creative, actually. Very good.
Hey, it's all good.
It works.
Good job.
Woohoo! Maybe pull it a little.
Okay, you're going to Sure.
Just move the microphone out of the way in the center, right?
Okay, the first section, first ministry group is going to be under faith formation, and speaking is going to be it's going to start out with David Hall, Nancy Hartshorn, and Lynn Lane. So I'll turn it over to Dave. Can you read all this?
Whoop. Iron the screen.
Yeah, just pull it. Just pull it. Good job.
Go further. Okay. Because it's going to be it looks like it's going to be a little difficult to read. Under faith formation, the liaison people, or in other words, the staff people, are going to be Lynn Lane, Nancy Hartshorn, David Hall, and Terry Loracell. For the parish council, it's Michelle Stockman and James Landry. So those are the people, if your ministry happens to be in that, which is mostly the school and adult and children education. But if you happen to be part of that ministry, those are the people that are heading that. So, okay, Dave, I'll turn it over to you.
Hi. I'm David Hall, I'm the youth minister here, and this is a real quick slideshow that I put together. I know it's going to be kind of fuzzy to see here, but I have put it on I have requested to get it put on the website. So within the next couple of days, this will be on the website under the youth ministry section, and it'll be under State of the Parish 2011. So you can go ahead and pull this up and look at it at that time if you'd like. If you can go ahead and change the slide. Essentially what I did is I just went really quickly through each facet of youth ministry and kind of put the numbers of people participating in the program. In middle school, you have our numbers right next to where it says middle school. And also I put what curriculum we use for what grade in there, just some information. Down at the bottom, you'll notice under confirmation, I did put down 207 because we have 207 candidates this year, and that's quite a lot. We had a prayer service on Wednesday, and there was roughly about 500 people in that prayer service. It was a packed church. It was a beautiful prayer service just to see so many people and how much this is impacting our church. Next slide, please. This is our social justice pieces. Essentially, it's two parts. We have a compassion and action piece, which is roughly about 30 people, or 30 youth participate in that. And then we have a band that kind of tours the diocese doing, little free gigs and whatnot. But the social justice piece, that's where the 30 kids are involved. We help out at Praying Hands Ranch, Habitat for Humanity, Brookside Inn Nursing Home, and the Women's Crisis Center. And they meet once a month. Next slide, please. Whoa, too many slides. There we go. We also have other experiences. We have retreat experiences. We have 4 confirmation retreats in this year and next year. That's because we have so many candidates for confirmation, and we can't find a facility that can hold 200 candidates for a reasonable price. And then we also have youth groups on Sunday evenings between 6 and 7:30. Middle school meets here in Dwyer Hall, and high school meets in the library until our new Parish Life Center is finished and usable, and then we can go ahead and begin meeting in there. We also have a peer ministry team, and the peer ministry team is composed of middle school leaders and high school leaders. Middle school, it's 7th and 8th graders, and high school, it's usually juniors and seniors who are asked to be part of the core team who kind of help facilitate lots of stuff. They help facilitate the youth groups. They help out on retreats, usually in small groups, and helping adult leaders facilitate small groups, because as we adults know, sometimes it can be difficult to talk to a teenager, but a teenager helping facilitate that group makes it a lot easier for the teenagers to open up. And they're involved in many facets of youth ministry. In fact, I did bring one of them here today, and another one from middle school has written a little thing to say as well. And I'm going to invite Joe Zajac. Joe has been a part of pretty much all of this for the past 5 years since he was in 7th grade, involved in youth ministry through religious education, confirmation, retreats, and all that good stuff. And now he's on peer team, and kind of we wanted to give him a minute just to say how it's been for him and what it means to him. Thank you, Joe.
Hello. Let me fix this really quick. All right. I'm not as short as David, so. All right. Youth ministry has changed many aspects of my life throughout the years that I've been doing it. I've been doing youth ministry, I've been around youth ministry for as long as I can remember. My dad was really involved in it back in Maryland, where we used to live. And although I didn't know what he was doing at that point, I knew he was making a difference. I first got involved in the youth ministry program in 7th grade when I joined the middle school peer team. And I think that was the first year you were here, right?
You were 8th grade.
Yeah. So, David was also brand new. So I joined it and I fell in love with it. It taught me a whole bunch of life skills, like not to judge a person by their first appearance, and how to make people comfortable enough to open up in groups. And well, that's what I did throughout my 7th and 8th grade year. I participated in that until I was in high school, and well, as a freshman, I learned I couldn't do it until I was a junior. I was hoping those 2 years would fly by so I could do what I loved again. But beginning of my sophomore year, David asked me to join the high school core team because we were short of guys in there, because we had a whole bunch of girls, but no guys. So, and I couldn't refuse. It was something I loved.
Well, a whole bunch of girls.
I left that part out for a reason. Anyway, but so far in my high school core team experience, I've learned so much more than just life skills. How to pray different forms, and such as meditative and group prayers. And the most important thing that's changed my life throughout the years I've been doing it is deepening and strengthening my relationship with God. Thank you.
By the way, this was Joe's ideas. And I also asked another one of our younger leaders in peer ministry. She's in 8th grade, and her name is Sarah Reese. And this is her first year being in peer ministry, and since her 6th grade year, she's been involved in youth group. And this is what she had to write about peer ministry and where this is taking her. Peer ministry has benefited me in many different areas of my life, socially and spiritually. To begin, it's been a great way for me to meet fantastic people on the peer team and the core team and in youth group itself. I have met people who are like-minded in faith, and as I have discovered, in many areas as well. Second, peer ministry has refined my leadership skills. Youth group offers a great opportunity to put into practice speaking for a group, drawing out people, and guiding a conversation. Intertwined in all these things, peer ministry has helped me grow my faith. At our weekly meetings, I have an opportunity to look deeper into everyday subjects and discuss it with other teens. At the youth groups, we can show our insights to others and hear other insights as well. Without a doubt, peer ministry has been beneficial to me in every way possible. That was written by 8th grader Sarah Reese. And so this is what our program's about. We just grabbed a couple of people from our peer ministry, but these stories can be found in all facets in our retreats, in our youth groups, in our social justice that we do, and in our faith formation. These kind of stories come out, and I just thought I'd share a few of them with you this evening, and I think that's all I really have. So.
Okay, Nancy?
Someone has to get taller or someone gets shorter. Just yawn. That's good, yeah. I am Nancy Hartshorn, and I am the coordinator of children's ministry, which is pre-K through 5th grade. Every year we go through the numbers like David did. You know, we're looking at about 600 kids that go in that age group. We have 180 kids making First Communion this year. And that First Communion class is parish children, which includes the school children as well as the parish children. I'm lucky to have over 100 volunteers. 98 of them are actual catechists in the classroom. 10 of them are actually teens from David's program that actually go to religious education and come back and teach. So that's pretty exciting. That says a lot for David's program, as well as that they want to share their knowledge, and let's face it, those 4-year-olds love those big kids. So that's kind of exciting for us as well. About 80% of our catechists have all taken entry level of catechist training. We hope to have a certification program continue. Probably those same 80% are still thirsting for more education, so they continue to go, and we continue to offer different programs through the diocese, as well as having classes that we offer in general at Ave. As the coordinator of children's ministry, I do have the privilege of being able to work with the school, and I know they have over 400 kids there, and they're pre-K all the way to 8th grade. We do a lot of social justice things together. At Christmas time, we did a big toy drive. We asked the kids to bring a toy that is their same age and their same gender, unwrapped, and we delivered 3 carloads, thanks to Linda Singer's big pickup. We got 3 carloads of toys and books and things for the kids in the Parker area to go to Parker Task Force. As well as in February, we usually do an outreach for the Parker Task Force again with the food drive and things like that, asking them to bring non-perishable. As I talked about catechists, also you share the space with the school. And as we share that space, we get together once a year with the teachers, and we try to make it twice, but sometimes scheduling doesn't always work out. And we get together and we decide how to use the space and what we can share, and the best way to use the space so that everybody can use it in a great way. Every year I go through the same thing. Really, what children's ministry, when you're all said and done, is that 4-year-old as you set the table and you leave a space for Jesus to join you at dinner. And the child says to you, we don't need a chair because Jesus is in our heart. That's children's ministry. Thank you.
Lynn Lane will be next.
Thank you, Bill. And Bill said earlier that Father Gus, you know, this kind of organizing these ministries, etc., will help Father Gus to kind of feel organized about the parish, etc. You know, Father Gus, I hate to tell you, but it's easy to lose control, isn't it? He knows that when he's gotten to know us just for a little while. I'm the Director of Faith Formation, and I thank Nancy and David for doing such a tremendous job this evening, but a tremendous job throughout their ministries, because they too continue to educate themselves. David taking classes at Regis, Nancy's in the biblical school, and so they're talking about other people educating themselves, but they too continue to grow in their faith and their love for Jesus and their relationship with Christ and the church. I'm not going to give you numbers or anything, but I am going to just kind of talk about a little bit the ministries that I'm responsible for, other than Nancy and David. When I came in the door, somebody said, oh, you're the RCIA lady. I am the RCIA lady. I'm responsible for the rite of Christian initiation of adults. That is the process that is mandated by the bishop, and mandate means you will do it this way. And that's an international mandate. So that's why we do the RCIA the way we do. We have a nice big fat book we work from. Nancy's responsible for the RCIA children, and David is responsible for the teens in the RCIA. So I don't do that alone. Nor do I do it alone in that I have a team of about 18 adults that help, because we do have a very large RCI process, and it's a very complicated process if you've ever been involved. In fact, our candidates and our elect are way in the back there. Can you guys put your hands up and they can see who you are? These are the people that are longing to celebrate the sacraments. They've worked very hard, some of them longer than a year, to celebrate the sacraments with you and to be able to receive Holy Communion, and some to be baptized and receive Holy Communion. I'm also responsible for a team of people that encourages others to return to the faith. It's called Awakening Faith. And there's a team of 4 people that do that. I do other adult education processes, but we do Believing Jesus on Thursday night. It's a process of learning about the faith, but primarily focused on building your relationship with Jesus. So that's our focus. We have many Bible study leaders in our parish. We have I help with other catechesis to help the catechists become certified. I help with sacramental preparation for the adults. We have a parish library, which basically are those bookshelves over there in the hall. It's a self-service library, and we really encourage you to use it. There's a lot of excellent materials back there. And kind of off the charts here is I'm also responsible for some grief ministries, and that is also with other teams of other people. St. Paul's Ministry to the Widowed. We have a team of 3 ladies, and Joan Mikowski kind of heads that up. To the divorced and separated, we have a great process for the divorced and separated. It's called From Grief to Empowerment. Roxy Halverson helps with that, as well as with a singles group that meets here the second Saturday of the month. And also the befrienders. Marcy Jordan, I don't see her here tonight, I collaborate with Marcy Jordan and Roxy Halverson for the befrienders ministry. And we have a marriage ministry, Couples of Mary, that encourage couples to be in love with Our Lady and to model their families and their marriage on the Holy Family. And that's, you know, I can say a lot, but I'm not going to say anymore because I'm going to say to you, why read the bulletin? Most people say, why do I bother to read the bulletin? I'm already involved in ministries, and that's why you're all here, right? Well, I do want to say that there's a lady, I'm not going to use her real name, I'm going to call her Joyce. And year after year, we'll have somebody return to the church or be in the RCIA, and you say, who encouraged you to come? Joyce. What is it that made you come back to the church? I'll say to someone else, and they'll say, Joyce. Well, Joyce is a very quiet, unassuming person, and how it is that she lives her life, and she isn't afraid to say to someone, well, come on to church with me. And that's what I'm saying to everyone here. No one returns to the church and no one enters the church or asks to become Catholic without somebody behind them that is evangelizing them in some way, shape, or form. And no, it's only about half the time is it a spouse, and even less than that often. There was a lady one time, and she was sitting in the back of church. And a new minister came into that church and noticed that this lady always sat in the back pew and never went to communion. And one day she thought, I'm going to go sit down with her and find out what's going on. So she sat beside her after Mass one day, and she said, is everything all right with you? I noticed you never go to communion. Can I help you? And the lady says, I'm not Catholic. And she says, how long have you been coming to church? She said, 30 years. Wow. And she says, why haven't you become a Catholic? And she said, nobody asked. Nobody's ever invited me. Ouch. So let's invite. We work very hard on the bulletin, and we're going to encourage you to read the bulletin for us every single week, because it's you who can tell people that don't have a chance to read it, who are outside, on the playground, in your workplace, you see them in the grocery stores, all over. You can let them know if they have a recent divorce. We have a really great divorced group here that we can help you heal, right? Yes. We have a singles group here that can work with you. We have a great staff here that is going to listen to you. We have a rite of Christian initiation process that doesn't make you become a Catholic, but will certainly let you know what it's all about, and we'll celebrate with you and we'll pray with you. So please do us a favor and read that bulletin, and then I won't have to talk to you a whole lot. But read it for others. Don't read it, if you're busy and you don't need to read it for yourself, read it for others so you're very well aware of what's going on, and you can let others know. Because you're out there, we're here in this building, but you're out there in the world. Thank you so much. God's grace.
From faith formation to the light.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought I think you should be over here so you can be seen. See what
Okay.
faith formation does?
Here I am. Okay, the next area we're going to be dealing with is evangelization. And the staff members that are part of that are Robbie Calderado, Deacon Tim, and then for the parish council, Jerry
Maybe
Dembowski,
so.
and myself, Bill Wasserman. The ministry, I don't know if you can read that, but it's generally made up under this area. It's apologetics, befrienders, Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts, Christ Renews His Parish, the Hispanic Ministry, Leisure Club, Remembering Church and Returning Catholics, St. Joseph's Coffee House, and Welcoming Committee. And speaking tonight, first we're going to have Brian Stockman talking about Christ, come on, come up here, Christ Renews His Parish, and that'll be followed by Arlene Turner with the Leisure Club, Julie Nelson on the Scouting, and then Dan Baca on Apologetics. So.
Thanks, Bill.
You're
welcome. I appreciate
Take
that.
no for an answer.
All right. Several of you have been through